Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to day 4 of evaluating argumentative text. We will be looking at persuasive writing and comparing argumentative text with the same topic. Your learning goal. Students will explain how the author has used facts for or against an argument. Your success criteria. I can successfully identify how the author used facts for or against an argument in the persuasive writing piece. Okay, so we will be looking at another persuasive writing piece called The Most Important Meal of the Day. We will be looking at structure and characteristics of this argumentative text. So first of all, what is the author's claim? What does the author want the intended audience to do, think, or believe? Well, we know just from the specific order of persuasive writing and argumentative text that this should be in the introductory paragraph. So let's take a look at that. It says, I am always so hungry when I wake up. That's why eating a large breakfast is one of the first things I do. It's my favorite meal of the day. I think every kid should eat breakfast every single day. Okay, so if you look at the highlighted part here, I think every kid should eat breakfast every single day. This would be the claim or the thesis statement that the author has. This is what they're trying to convince us to think, feel, or believe. Okay, they've also restated that in that claim in their concluding paragraph here. That's why it's the most important meal of the day, especially for kids. Okay, who is the intended audience? Use text evidence to support your thinking. Well, if we go through, we see every kid is underlined here. Again, in this other paragraph in our body, we see kids need to eat a big breakfast because they are still growing. Kids is addressed again here in this next sentence. And then finally, the last sentence says especially for kids. So the attendant audience is kids again in this passage. What are the 3 main reasons that the author gives to support the claim? Again, hint, we're going to look for the main idea of each body in the paragraph. In the first paragraph of the body, it says, first, breakfast foods are delicious and filling. So that's their main idea for this paragraph. The main idea here, that's another reason that they have for their claim. Fueling your tank in the morning keeps you going throughout the day. And then their third reason for their claim is kids need to eat a big breakfast because they are still growing. Okay, and then finally, are the reasons given by the author facts or opinions? Okay, so we're going to analyze reason number 1. First, breakfast foods are delicious and filling. Okay, is this reason a fact or an opinion, and why might that be important? How does the author support this reason? Well, they give examples. You can't beat a full plate of eggs, bacon, pancakes, and a river of syrup. When I was a little bit something extra, When I want a little something extra, I add some fruit and a smiley face to my plate of pancakes. So they supported their first idea with examples. So that's not facts and it's not evidence and it's not even a quote. So because it's an example, that would make us lean more towards the fact that first, breakfast foods are delicious and filling is more of what? That would be more of an opinion, correct? These hearty foods keep your taste buds satisfied and your stomach full until lunch. Okay, well, hearty foods, that is a fact, and it does keep your stomach full until lunch. That's true. So they did support that with some facts, and they are trying to persuade you. So that's how you do things with the persuasive writing. Even though you have your opinion in here, if you do have examples and you do have facts to support that, that makes your writing more persuasive. And that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to persuade them to think or feel or believe the way you do. Okay, let's look at the next paragraph. Fueling your tank in the morning keeps you going throughout the day. Okay, that is their next reason. Is it a fact or an opinion? How does the author support their reason? Well, they give more examples. I never heard my stomach growling during class on days that I eat breakfast. I think being hungry would make it very hard for me to focus on anything but food, and I think about it enough as it is. So they gave several examples there to support their reason. And then they did support it with a fact. If you don't eat enough breakfast, you don't get the energy you need throughout the day. So even though they have their opinion here in the first sentence as their reason, they supported that with examples and facts. So that makes it very convincing. Okay, and in their third paragraph, their reason is kids need to eat a big breakfast because they are still growing. Is this reason a fact or an opinion, and why might that be important? Okay, well, they have supported this with facts. Kids need a lot of food because they need to have energy for growth on top of the energy they need for daily activities. Starting the day with a big breakfast helps supply the body with that energy. Protein helps your muscles grow, and calcium keeps our bones healthy. So they've given lots of nice facts there to support their reason. Okay, so then of course we have to evaluate the author's sources. Where did the author get her facts, evidence, and quotes, and does the author cite her sources? Do these seem to be credible sources? Now, a credible source is a source that is valid. So in other words, did it come from a place that is worthy? Did it come from a place that you would say, yes, that, for example, did this information come from a doctor? Did it come from a scientist? Or did it come from a neighbor? Did it come from their older brother? Did it come from something that they just heard? So if it's a credible source, it's going to come from maybe a government document. It's going to come from maybe it was a study that was done over thousands of children, but it's not going to be something that they just found somewhere or they heard someone else say. Do the reasons, evidence, and facts appear to be false or made up by the author? How can you tell? These are extremely important because you can tell if someone has just kind of made things up to support their evidence or said something that they want you to believe because that's the way they feel. And why is it important to evaluate the author's sources? Well, for those very reasons that we just discussed. Okay, so to wrap things up, in conclusion, persuasive writing has a specific order. The first paragraph is the introduction with the author's claim. The body consists of at least 3 paragraphs with text evidence supporting the author's claim. And the final paragraph is the conclusion restating the claim and the main ideas of the paragraphs in the body. You will have an assignment in Schoology to help you work on these specific parts of argumentative text. And if you have any questions, please reach out to your teachers.